Good morning and welcome to Homestead Happenings. Well, I only got in last night from my week on the road at about midnight last night, so if I seem a little groggy, I apologize, but overcast skies, check them out, guys. It has a possibility of raining today, but definitely rain tomorrow. So although I would like to kind of take it easy today, that is not how things work out here on the homestead, because we have several breakdowns that have happened over the past week. If you guys saw, go check that video out. Missy had to go retrieve our trailer from Jason and Tara and come and rescue me on my way down to work to get my truck. And yeah, it was a big fiasco, but she got it done. She absolutely got it done. And we got the bike on the trailer. You can see it on there. All set and ready to go. It busted the drive belt. So let me show you. The belt that goes around here and goes up to my primary, that's what broke. And when that breaks, you're all done, guys. Back in the day, all my other motorcycles, they ran a chain drive for a drive. And I would always carry a couple of master links and a small link breaker on my keychain, because as if you had this situation, you could just put a master link back in there, tighten it up, and back down the road you go in usually less than a half an hour, as long as it wasn't too complicated. But with this belt drive, that's not a scenario that's going to happen. You can't put any kind of link in that belt, so the belt has to be replaced, unfortunately. And I've done the belt on this once already. The belt that was on it was probably, I don't know, 10 years, maybe a little bit more old. So it was due. I should have done it before then or before this, but you know, you get busy and you forget things. But we're gonna get on that today, and I'm not gonna do a how-to. There's probably hundreds of how to change the primary belt on a 2007 FXST. So I'm not gonna do that, but I'll film while I'm doing it, because it's an interesting little project how it happens. But we have another breakdown, guys. Let me show you this right here. Now this lawnmower, which is a self-propelled walk behind bagger, this broke a tooth. Let me show you. If I pull, see, it doesn't do anything. Sorry for spinning around like that, guys. It broke a tooth, so I can't get it started. And I'm not gonna just go out and buy a new lawnmower. I ordered the part. The part is on its way. So 3 bolts, I can put that in. Should be relatively quick and easy. But we use that lawnmower. I mean, we used to use it to do the whole lawn, which was horrible. It was a big chore. And luckily we have the riding lawnmower that's on loan to us, and we can use that. So that little mower, we primarily just use that over here in the garden. So between our rows, they walk you up through here, we have walking paths that we have cultivated and seeded so that this area does not get muddy after the rain, and it's catching a lot of the water that we get when we get heavy rains. This drinks a lot of that water and helps to keep our crops from getting too flooded out. But the other idea behind this is, after a few years, when we don't want to use these rows anymore, we will switch to the walking path, till this all under, kill this this ground cover that's here, and then turn our growing paths now into the walking paths, and vice versa, our walking paths into the growing paths. And that is how we are going to rotate over the years through this particular garden space, versus taking a whole section of it and leaving it with nothing growing in it for a year so it can recuperate. And when we fertilize the whole garden, the walking paths too. When I spread the lime to control our acidity, I spread it everywhere. And then when we do the rabbit manure, we do it primarily in the growing paths, but we do spread some here in the walking paths. And the plan, guys, is I'm going to build some rabbit tractors that we just move up and down these walking paths with our rabbit breeding program. So as they move through, they will fertilize this area, and they will help to keep the weeds and the growth down. So that's the plan. And now that we have multiple bucks and multiple does, this fall, when it gets a little cooler, we are definitely going to increase our breeding program with the rabbits. And then those rabbit hutches will come in very handy. But last weekend, I had to get in here and take care of this. This had been neglected because the lawnmower had been down, and it was like a hayfield, guys. It was horrendous how much this had grown up. And that's a testament to how fertile it is and how this garden is working from a drainage and fertilization standpoint. But all I had was the weed whacker. Now this is a 9,000 square foot garden area that we're in here. So I wanted to make sure that it was all weeded down, and Missy wasn't going to have any problems because she planted turnip over there, and in here she's going to put bush beans. We have the new okra that we planted, and then over here where the cucumbers are done, I think she's going to plant sugar snaps and something else. And then we've got cabbage going in, broccoli going in, Brussels sprouts going in. All those things are getting ready to go in for the fall harvest. So this needed to be mowed down. And you can see, guys, let me show you. You can see it kind of looks like a hayfield. It was so tall. I mean, it was a foot tall. It was easily a foot or more tall. So it had to get done. And I broke out the weed whacker, and 6 hours, guys. 6 hours. I think I filled the weed whacker up like at least 10 times with fuel to get this down to a manageable size. And it looks fantastic now, and it's very doable. And that project did buy us a couple of weeks. So by the time this is needing to be mowed again, that lawnmower should be up and running. I'm sure you guys can see in the background behind me. Yeah, the tiller hasn't moved. I moved it to weed whack, that's about it. But other than that, it has not moved. I'm sorry guys for not looking at you. I could have swore that I saw some movement in the brush right over there. And it could have been a rabbit, because we got wild rabbits here like crazy this year. They're everywhere. But we also have, I'm hearing all kinds of stuff today. We also have a groundhog somewhere back here. We've seen him a couple times, and we put the live trap out to try and get him. But he hasn't gone for the bait yet. We put cantaloupe out. They say cantaloupe is the best bait, but he hasn't gone for it. So we'd like to get rid of him, but our fencing, guys, our fencing here with the hot wire at the bottom has worked. Oh my God, so much better. I mean, knock on wood. So much better, guys, so much better. Last year, the predators that got in here, they just devastated us. They completely ate our spring crop. And then we put that temporary electric fencing here and tried for a fall crop, and they got in underneath it, and they got that too. But this woven wire fence is a 4-inch tall by a 2-inch square hole. So it's too small for a groundhog or a good sized rabbit to get through. Armadillos aren't going through it. There's not much raccoons. None of those are going through the fence. And the idea is we have the hot wire. I don't know if you guys can see that hot wire through there. We have hot wire, and that's about 4 to 6 inches up off the ground. And what that does is, as the critters come in and they think, oh, I'll just dig underneath, they end up touching that hot wire. And let me tell you something, that thing's hitting pretty good. That will wake you up in the morning if you touch that. So I think that it's been a good deterrent. We did find one wild rabbit in here in the springtime. I'm not sure how it got in, but there's vulnerabilities like our gates. There's no hot wire across that gate, and our other gate down here, hold on guys, right there, right, yeah, it's somewhere back there. There's no hot wire across the gate, so that is an area where something could potentially slip through. I mean, nothing is 100% foolproof, so, but just that one rabbit. And other than that, the ground predators have stayed out of our garden. Now, you can see our tomato rows. Well, there's nothing you can do about birds. I'm not enclosing this thing in like an apiary. An apiary? No, apiary is bees. An aviary, that's for birds. Yeah, I'm not closing it in that way. It is what it is. So we do the best that we can, and we move on from there. But that's where we're at for this week, the beginning of this week, guys, here in the garden and here on the homestead. What I've got to do is I've got to get my motorcycle jack out, because I think I'm going to work on the bike right here in the trailer. It gives me a nice flat surface. I can get my sitting dolly out here. I can get the motorcycle jack out here. I can move the bike around in there. And if I do drop something, as long as it doesn't fall through the cracks, it's not in the dirt, it's not in the gravel. I think it'll be much easier for me to get that job done in there. So that's where we're at for this homestead happenings. It's going to be a short one, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later. Bye.